President Trump about to take the stage at 8 o'clock tonight in Louisiana for his first major rally since the public impeachment hearings began. No doubt he will have some shout-outs about what he's been watching. But before he left for Washington, the president was spotted late into the afternoon, engaged in conversation at the White House with Attorney General Bill Barr and White House counsel Pat CIPOLLONE, which delayed by a little bit, about 45 minutes to an hour, the departure for Louisiana tonight. On that and more, White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Hogan Gidley. Hogan, good to see you. Thank you for being here tonight. Can you shed any light on what that meeting was about in there this evening?
Sadly, not really. All I can tell you is we were on the outside of the door waiting to go in to talk to the president before he left for Louisiana. When the door opened, we all kind of started laughing together when we told the Attorney General, you're all over the news simply because you're visiting with the President of the United States and White House counsel. I can report, though, that all the gentlemen had Diet Cokes in the room. That's very serious.
Gee,
and I think
thanks. That's a big scoop. You know, I mean, obviously everybody wants to know when the Horowitz report is coming out and whether or not, you know, there's any consultation on the impeachment case. Are they working together on those things at this point?
Look, the president's trying to stay out of all things that Attorney General Barr are doing as it relates to investigating the investigators. When they have an announcement, they'll let you know. That's a question for them. But look, the president's obviously paying attention to this sham impeachment inquiry. He didn't watch any of it. He wasn't watching. He was working.
He commented on it, though. He tweeted about it.
Well, of course, because he's seen tidbits of it. I mean, you can't avoid it. It's all over the news. It's all anyone in D.C. is talking about. We're getting no questions from local media about it, but D.C.'s eating up with it. We understand that.
That's for sure. Let me play a little bit of Nancy Pelosi because she made some very strong statements here. Watch this.
Sure.
The devastating testimony corroborated evidence of bribery uncovered in the inquiry and that the president abused power and violated his oath. If the president has something that is exculpatory, Mr. President, that means you have anything that shows your innocence, then he should make that known. And that's part of the inquiry. And so far, we haven't seen that.
So she says already on day one, there's corroboration of evidence of bribery, an abuse of power, and a violation of the presidential oath. What do you say? We
have evidence that proves that the president is innocent. It's the transcript itself. Read it. The president has done nothing wrong. But I have to say, this is a weird moment in politics because the Speaker of the House, an elected Democrat, while they continue to push communism and socialism on the American people, whether it be with health care or taking away your paycheck and giving it to other people, they literally want to upturn and get rid of the justice system in this country. So let me get this straight. In America, you're innocent until proven guilty. What she's saying is, no, you are now guilty. You have to prove your innocence. This is a watershed moment when the leader of a party wants to overturn the judicial system in this country.
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting. I think any impartial observer can listen to what's being said about this situation and say that there have been assumptions that have been made at the gate, right? Everyone talked about how serious and sober this process had to be because of how important it is. And yet, you know, we've heard time and time again on this show and many others, people who are involved in it say that they pretty much think the whole thing is over already. What about this July 26th phone call in the restaurant? Because we're going to hear more testimony about that tomorrow. Now there's someone who corroborates that the EU ambassador, Gordon Sondland, was on the phone, cell phone, with the president in a restaurant in Ukraine, and that when he was done, that other people heard the president on the phone call, and then afterwards Sondland said that the president cared more about his personal investigations that he was interested than he does about Ukraine.
This is absolutely ridiculous, and it's more hearsay. I mean, this is all we heard today from the people testifying. When the questions were asked, it was, yes, I heard this from my father's brother's, nephew's, cousin's former roommate.
Yeah, but Hogan,
this is the information we're getting.
The president said yesterday in a news conference that he said, I don't know, that call didn't happen. I didn't make that call. Did he make that call or not? Did he have that conversation with Ambassador Sondland?
I'm not aware if he had that conversation with Ambassador Sondland or not, but I can tell you, if you're trying to eavesdrop on a conversation with someone on a phone and you're in a crowded restaurant, good luck. There's no chance of doing that whatsoever. But there's nothing. Listen, Martha, right, but listen, what do you expect? You have a sitting Democrat who is an attorney who says hearsay is more important than real evidence. This is what you're up against with these Democrats who continue to go down this political power grab road, they don't care about getting to the truth. They wanted collusion so bad. They wanted Kavanaugh so bad. They wanted a cover-up. They have none of it, and they're continuing to play politics instead of working for the American
you're talking about
people.
how everything is secondhand, third-hand, and, you know, Nancy Pelosi saying, you know, if there's exoneration, let's hear it. A lot of folks say, you know, those people would be John Bolton and Mitch Mulvaney, the acting chief of staff. So if the president, if there's no concern about what happened and everything is perfect, why not put them out there and have them vouch for the president?
But that's just it. You don't have to prove your innocence in this country. They have to prove guilt, and they can't do it. That's the bottom line. We released the transcript. The president did nothing wrong. And they're continuing to put this sham, illegitimate impeachment hoax in front of the American people. They deserve better. We are not talking about USMCA, which could get 500,000 jobs. We're not talking about guns. We're not talking about health care, reducing drug prices. Yeah. We're not talking about securing the southern border. They continue down this road, and it's not hurting Donald Trump. It's hurting the American people. We released the aid to Ukraine, which is more than I can say for Barack Obama. Ukraine didn't know the aid was withheld when he was on the phone with President Trump.
Nope,
this
that's
stuff
clear.
proves his innocence time and time again, but Democrats cannot understand that he hasn't done anything wrong. They want to try and push this lie on the American people, and we're not going to stand for it.
Tomorrow's another day, and we're going to have, I think, 5 more of them at least at this pace and how it goes. So, Hogan, Gidley, thank you very much. Always good to have you on this program. Thanks for answering the questions.
Thanks so much for the time, Martha.
We'll see you next time.